Welcome to Surfside Stories. What a day we are having today. Sitting here in the studio, the 843 studio, we've got two of the top entertainers in beach music. They've been doing this for a while. Both were original members of the Band of Oz. They've been through some other bands. We know who they are now, but you know what, Jim?
Heidenreich.
Heidenreich. Okay.
Mm-hmm. German.
Make sure you get that right to the people.
Yeah, Heidenreich.
Okay.
I'm in the right place.
Heidenreich.
Yeah.
Jim, original with the Band of Oz, and
Randy Hignite.
Randy Hignite, original with the Band of Oz.
Yeah.
Now, listen, both of you, we know who you are now. Okay. I saw you on stage last night. What a great job you guys did. But what we don't know is, how did you get into music? What was your first time you got up and sang? What was your first instrument? So you guys take it and run with it and tell me your history, and then how they merged together. Okay. That's what I do. Take it and run with it, guys.
All right, well, I started playing drums when I was 10 years old, born and raised in Greenville, North Carolina, and started reading music in junior high school and learned how to read music. And then I went to high school, and me and Randy were blessed. We had two really great music teachers. Tom Smith, played trombone. He's really renowned. Mm-hmm. And we had Jimmy Rogers, and they taught us a lot of music. And Randy and I played in the marching band at Rose High. We played in the
together.
Yeah,
y'all been together that long? Okay.
Well, yeah. Randy and I started playing together in the 5th grade.
Sure did.
I was in one 5th grade class. Randy was in the other. And our teachers found out that I played drums and that Randy played keyboard. So they put us together. And we had not met each other prior to that.
Sure.
And then there was another guy by the name of Johnny Harris that played guitar. So we got together. They put us together, and we got together. And
so your teachers put together this group?
Our teachers, these not the band directors. This was...
I haven't heard this story like this yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, previous to that. Oh, yeah. So Randy, my and Randy's first public gig was in the 5th grade, playing for the Parent Teacher Association PTA meeting at 3rd Street School in Greenville, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So that's the first time we ever played together. And so then we moving back to high school. Well, let me back up. Randy, we played in bands. Started bands. We had a band called the 442s.
Yeah.
High school, middle school, when? How long ago was this? Middle school, high school?
Well, high school. I graduated from Rose High in 1972.
Okay.
East Carolina in 1977. I was on a 5-year plan because while I was going to school, I went to school full time. I had a worker's permit, which allowed me to go to all my classes early in the morning. So I never cut class. There was a lot of contact hours for the credit hours that you got. It was in industrial technology, so which most people would call it construction management now. But anyway, that's what I did. And I worked in the men's clothing store 6 days a week at Proctor's Limited, nice exclusive men's store. So I go to classes in the morning. I'd work at Proctor's Limited in the afternoons, and then about every Friday or Saturday, after I got up, we were playing in the Band of Oz.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, back to the story.
Randy,
why don't you tell them?
Were the Avengers?
Well, it started off with the Avengers.
Okay.
And so Randy, I can share and give him some mic time. Tell them how we
kind of played in little bands that we kind of made up through the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, that type of thing, right into being a freshman.
Cobras, 442s, Riddlers.
The Riddlers, Soul Creation. We had like 5 or 6 different little bands to play with. We'd find somebody play guitar and somebody play bass guitar, and we'd form another band and put some horns with it, and just having fun as kids. And
Joe McLaughlin, you need to bring Joe in there.
Yeah, we actually had a band called the Riddlers, and a local guy who played saxophone was really good, we thought, for his age. We were all about 14, I think, or 15 when we started playing with that group. And we were playing Midnight Madness, which was a
Moonlight Madness.
Moonlight Madness.
Moonlight Madness.
Moonlight Madness at Pitt Plaza in Greenville. And
Is that a
Joe
club? Moonlight Madness?
Yeah, well, Pitt Plaza is they don't call it that now. I have been away from
the
them.
Plaza.
Yeah, but it was like it was an open mall.
Yeah.
So it had a common walkway in between.
And like a JC.
Yeah, and so we were
Tyler's and Eckert's and
so
we were playing in a restaurant there, or
well, it was actually we were playing outside, and it had common walkways, and we would set up outside of a store.
Okay.
And people that were shopping would come by. So anyway, we were playing at Pitt Plaza, and I'm gonna let Randy pick it up because he was kind of starting the story.
Gringo Banks, who was the president of Belk Tyler's at the time, he liked us, and so he would promote us some on TV that we were going to be at these Moonlight Madness sales. There were special sales, kind of like Black Friday or something like that for Easter. And so the three of us, Joe, myself, and Jim, actually would set up and play, like he said, outside. And then sometimes if the weather was bad, or if he wanted us to be inside a certain store like Belk Tyler's, we would play on the inside. And Joe was, like I said, his mother actually taught me some piano lessons.
Okay.
He was also in the band with us in high school.
In high school.
And Rose High. We'll talk a little bit
junior
more about
high
that.
and high school.
Now, what instrument did Joe play?
He's saxophone.
Saxophone. Okay.
And Joe ended up being the lead, the saxophonist for Reba McEntire.
Oh wow! Okay.
For a long time, like
tell the story about the flight.
Well, when Reba and her band were going to play a gig out of the state, I think, and I may be having this right or wrong. It may have been out of the country, but anyway, they were getting on two different planes because of how many there were. And one of the planes went down, and most of the musicians were killed.
All of them were killed.
Yeah, all of them were killed on that plane.
And Joe was on that plane, and this is a story I remember. And Reba said, "Joe, fly on the plane I'm on because we need to walk through this or something other." Anyway, he just happened to get on the other plane, and the rest is history. They took off, and I don't know all the.
But Joe's now living in England.
It's still good though. Good.
It is. He married a girl. He met her at Outer Banks of North Carolina, but she was from England, and he's moved to England, and he sits in with some of the top bands.
T. Graham Brown. It was with T. Graham Brown.
It was with T. Graham Brown. He was also with Delbert for a while.
Yeah.
With McClinton.
Yeah.
And when Delbert got his Grammy, I think he was the sax player on that album.
He was one of our good friends.
I can pick up on that. Yeah.
In fact, how long has it been? 2 years since we had a class reunion.
Mm-hmm.
We had a class reunion. We decided that we would play for the class reunion in Greenville at the Greenville Country Club. And Joe flew from England, and his wife came and sat in with us that night.
Yeah. Back to Moonlight Madness. Get back to that, Randy.
Talking about fun.
Yeah, where's that Moonlight Madness?
Yeah. So anyway, we're out there playing with Joe and myself and Jim. And a gray-haired fellow walked in there and was standing over there watching us really close. And
Can I say his name? Yeah, I'll say it. It was Ray Houston.
Oh wow! Okay.
He's daddy. And George May.
And George May, I think, was there too. But anyway, he came up and talked to us and said, "You know,
you boys
are mighty good." He said, is this what you do for fun?" And I said, "Yes." You know, he said, "Would you be interested in joining another band?" And Jim and I said, "Well, we're always open to anything, you know, that makes sense." And he said, I think it was pretty much where we got discovered by the Band of Oz folks. And
we tell people he and I graduated from the Band of Oz
University of Band of Oz.
Well, I guess I can presume, since it was Keith's dad, that he was a part of the band.
He was our manager.
Okay.
Let me just say this. Keith's mom and daddy were some of the best folks.
They were awesome.
It was Ray Houston and Joyce Fay. They lived in Grifton, North Carolina. They worked at DuPont. Earth people. We'd go there, and Joyce Fay, when we practiced, she would cook all kind of country food and stuff like that. And they sponsored us. We always had nice equipment. We had a nice van. Back in the 70s when they had a fuel shortage, Ray took that van and had a big gas tank put on it. And because you had to get in line and get gas, all during the week he would ride around. He would get $10 here, $5 here. And we never had to cancel a job because we didn't have fuel, because Ray looked after us. And they were just, that's the reason Band of Oz exists, in my opinion, is because of what Keith's mama and daddy did.
Told him, yeah.
They were just super people.
And the way it went down, I went and rehearsed with the band, and they hired me, of course, and you know,
About a week and a half later, I went. 2 weeks.
I think about 2 weeks later or something like that, the fellow who was playing drums with the band at the time left the band, and they asked me about getting Jim to play, or who do I think that's what Jim's a great drummer, great singer. So we got Jim to come with the band, and then the horn players that were with the band, Freddie Tripp, and Jimmy Smith, were both playing trumpet with the band, and they left the band. I think they were tired of having to drive us all around because we were all didn't have driver's licenses. Some of them didn't anyway. So then I called Chuck French and Gary Warren, and they came with the band.
Let's say now, just to round the story out.
Yeah.
See, all of us went to Rose High School.
And we all
So we were all, me, Randy,
Chuck,
Gary Warren,
yeah,
and Chuck French, were all from Greenville. Our band directors were Jimmy Smith and
Jimmy Rogers.
Jimmy Rogers
And Tom
Smith,
yeah.
Anyway,
that's why I'm here.
So that's right. Randy and I keep each other straight.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we were in high school, we all played in the orchestral band, the marching band. We played in the stage band, which was old jazz type music, Pennsylvania 65000, Satin Doll, all the old stuff.
Yeah.
And we even did, Buddy Rich did some arrangements.
West Side Story.
Yeah, West Side Story. And our band director, Tom Smith, the one that was so great on trombone, wrote all the parts out, and we go out and we played at MacArthur Park. Just
great stuff.
Really good stuff.
And he would write all the trumpet parts, all the trombone parts, all the piano parts, all the different scores. He would hand write for us, and then we practice, and we never had a problem where we had to, we got to change this note or anything. It was all perfect.
So both of y'all read music then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's unusual from a lot I've talked to. I love the fact that you learned to read music,
Yeah.
Well, I can't sight read. I tried to play some jazz, and I can play a little bit, but the chart moves typically so quick.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that, but I play drums at church now, and I read, there's not a drum part, but I can read the patterns, and so a lot of what pianists play, and I'm playing those parts that are written. So,
sure.
Of course, I go down and I sing tenor at church. So, but anyway.
You did a good job on some songs last night.
Yeah.
I was listening close.
Well, I appreciate that.
I
don't sing as much as Randy and Danny does. We're blessed to have Danny. He's like a workhorse.
Oh,
he is. He's just musicians to play with I've ever played with. One
thing I like about our band, we don't have any egos compared to some of these other bands.
That's got to be the reason you're so good together.
Well, here's what this is my thoughts on that, and Randy's heard me say this, and I probably said it a lot. Music is something that you can't see it, you can't physically feel it,
touch it,
or touch it. It all comes from expression and how you're feeling inside. And to make it cook and really make it good, it's hard to do if somebody's standing beside you and you can't stand them. It's hard. It's like trying to
hold animosity against somebody else.
Yeah, and see, we've never
had a silly thing to start.
Johnny Bird, when he played with us, it was the same way. But Randy, I've never had a brother. Randy's like, a brother to me.
Yeah.
And we've hanging out.
The same way we are with Keith Houston and all the other guys.
Yeah.
That's a good group of guys.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time for me to ask a question. I want to answer both of you.
Okay.
What is beach music?
Well, I think to me it's rhythm and blues.
Okay.
it's rhythm and blues, and I don't know. I think, it's interesting that a lot of music you hear, even on the surf, there's a lot of tunes that aren't done by what I would call beach music groups.
Exactly.
So I think it's kind of opened up. Country music has changed a lot over the years too.
Yeah.
But beach music, it kind of falls in. You got to be able to shag to it, I would say.
Yeah.
If it's going
Well said.
to be beach music, and we know that's going to be right around 120 beats a minute, somewhere right in there.
Randy, tell me, what is beach music?
A lot of beach music to me is some of the old R&B music that was back in the 60s and 70s. And there's been new songs written, just like we've written songs, for our band. We've got one CD that the whole CD is pretty much original songs.
Okay.
I have to say this.
Which CD is that? Just a second. What CD? What's the name of that CD? So people can look it up.
Out of the Shadows?
No, You and I.
Oh, You and I. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Is
and
that
I.
available like on YouTube or somewhere people
It
can look
is.
it up? Okay.
You
Go ahead. I'm
can
sorry.
you can get it through Keith Houston, KHP, or Southern Soul.
We happen to know him too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Oh, that's fine. I
I
forgot
want
where I
people to
was.
know that.
Yeah,
that's
all
right. Good
That's all
point.
good.
But,
Yeah. What I was going to say is, between Randy and Danny, they've written a lot of stuff. A lot of the music that you hear now is something redone, and we've done some of that too. But
yeah.
Randy and Danny have written a lot of songs that
We've gotten a lot of airplay from them too,
we have,
which is awesome. But getting back to what I think beach music is, I think a lot of it is the OJs, is anything from Tower of Power that has that beat. Some of the old groups that have been together for years and years, the Shylights, the Stylistics, one of our favorite bands, the Spinners.
Love the Spinners.
A lot of the beach music today is some of the older soul, and we had a famous fellow sit in with us right much through the years named Maceo Parker.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Maceo, of course, was with James Brown for a long time.
Prince.
And with Prince, and played with all the national artists.
He was from Kinston, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Really?
It's 30 miles down the road from Goldsboro. How far is Kinston from Greenville?
About the same 30
Yeah.
Not far. I know where Kinston is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would show up at gigs that we didn't even know he was in town. Sometimes he would. We were back in, I don't know, probably 10 years ago. We were doing a lot of benefits. If somebody had an issue, that they needed a band to do a fundraiser or something, we would do that.
We play for free,
and we would do it, for the purpose of trying to raise money for whatever the situation was, whether it was a baby with a heart defect and needed surgery, or whether it was a person who had cancer and was dying. And in fact, we had one time we played, and Jackie Gore came and sang with us, and Maceo Parker showed up, and Engelhard, and we were doing benefit for a fellow who had cancer really bad, and he died the day before we
Oh wow.
did the benefit. And they called and said, "Do you want to cancel the benefit?" I said, "Heck no." I said, "Let's still do it." And we packed at Martell's restaurant. We packed the place. But that comes from our hearts. That's what we do to try to. If we see somebody who's down on their luck or needs help, and try to help them anyway. So that's it's just how we've been. We, like when Dick Perry was sick and stuff, we did 2 or 3 benefits for him, and at that period of time, Jackie Gore was actually singing with us.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he sang with us for 4 years before Legends of Beach. Yeah. And
it's called Jackie Gore and the Mighty All Stars.
Mighty All Stars.
I'm gonna tell a story about that.
Yeah, please do.
Well, Randy played in the Embers back in the
1990.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he and Jackie were friends, So and Jackie would call Randy from time to time. So Randy hanging out and phoning around, and it was Jackie said, "Randy, Hignite, what are you doing?" He said, "Oh, hanging out, whatever." I said, "You playing any music?" He said, "Well, me and Jim and Johnny are playing some." He said, "Well, if you need a guitar player and a singer, I'd love to come." So Randy said, "Well, we're practicing on Sunday." He said, "At Jim's house." And I've got a shop behind my house. It's got a stage on it with a full set of gear. Anyway, Randy said, "Why don't you come by on Sunday?" He said, "Okay." So we're there, and we didn't have much to set up because it's already there, you know. And Jackie came, brought his guitar in, his little amp, you know. And he bought these little MIDI
cassettes.
Yeah, these little discs.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, "All right." He said, "We're going to plug this in." Randy said, "Jackie, I don't believe we're going to do that." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, we're going to play the music." He said, "You going to play it? Well, what do we do?" Randy said, "Well, it don't really matter, Jackie. You call it out." He said, "Call it out." He said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Hear your old stuff." He said, "Okay." So he called out a song. So Randy always sits up to the right, and Johnny always sits to my left. And we're sitting in there. Jackie's straight up in front of me. So I count this song up, and we start playing. And we get about 8 measures in that song. And Jackie, I'm looking at Jackie from the backside. His arms drop. He quits playing. He turned around and looked at Randy. And he spun a little bit further, looked at me. Spun a little bit further. Yeah. And I'm going to repeat exactly what he said. He said, "Where have you son of a bitches been?"
He said,
Yeah.
"Boys, we got a band here."
Yeah. I don't want to get no better than that. That was one of the
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of how that started. And, we always knew that if Jackie had the opportunity to play full time, that's kind of what he did.
Yeah.
So he was fortunate that the Legends of Beach, they put that together, and Jackie left and did that. And that was fine.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes something that appears to be lemons, you can take those lemons and make lemonade.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the lemonade occurred when I was owned my own business, and my office manager had a brother who used to play in a band called Warehouse. And his name was Ed Cox. And that was Teresa's uncle. So
who's uncle?
Teresa.
Okay.
A young lady that
His
worked with workaholic.
Okay.
Country girl, did job, outwork any other two people.
Okay.
Anyway, she said, Uncle Ed thinks that y'all need to call Danny Garner. So I said, okay. So I called Randy and Johnny, and I said, "Look, Heavy Cox is saying there's this guy by the name of Danny Garner that we need to call." And so we had kind of thought that, we just keep it 3 pieces and all that sort of thing. But I said, "Well, look, Heavy Cox wouldn't have recommended this guy if he couldn't play and he can sing." They said, "Well, why don't you invite him over to your house, with practice, and we'll just see how it goes. But let's don't make any commitments." I said, "Okay." So I called Danny, and this is where the lemonade really gets sweet. Anyway, he and not too sweet, really good.
Okay.
Good stuff. So I called Danny, and he came over, and I made up my mind. I don't care if he made the guitar melt. I won't be the proponent pushing for it. So we called out some kind of song. I forget what it was. Danny got up there, standing in the same place where Jackie had out years earlier. And we started playing, and I looked over at Randy, and Randy's eyes were big, and he looks at me like, "This guy's good." And I looked over at Johnny, and Johnny's going, and I'm shrugging my shoulders, Anyway, well, that's how Danny, and you'll learn more about him, but that was one of the best things. Again, Danny, workhorse, sing his ass off, pardon my French.
And he hung around, didn't he?
Oh, he hung around, and it's
great.
It's been a blessing.
I'm looking forward to sit talking to him later.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're in a future podcast.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we're just blessed to see.
We are blessed.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, you're talking about doing originals and doing covers. Mm-hmm. It appears to me that songs that were 20 years ago now are different. It's more horns in the songs now than they used to be. It's a little different, sometimes a little faster beat, but the same words, same song. But it takes a little more energy with the horns. What do you guys think?
We agree. We do a lot since since I play, set up 3 keyboards when I play, one of them I dedicate to horn sounds, and the next keyboard I dedicate mainly to strings, and the bottom keyboard I use for piano and organ mainly.
I wondered why you had 3. I was looking at that last night. I was going to ask that question later.
I got to add this in, right? Hold your thought.
Okay.
The thing about what makes us a little bit unique is we don't sequence anything. Now, we may at some point.
We don't pre-record tracks.
We don't do any pre-recorded tracks. If it
what
sounds,
you do live is live.
That's it.
It is.
If it sounds good, it's us. If it sounds like, that's us too.
But that requires extra respect. And a lot of the artists out here really respect the fact that you're live.
Well, here's the thing about Pig. That's his nickname, and from Johnny Bird. Randy was a horn player in high school.
In high school, I played trumpet.
He played trumpet and he played tuba.
Yeah.
And when we were the stage band playing the old jazz stuff, he was playing piano.
And with the Band of Oz, I played some ballad trombone too.
Yeah, but Randy's got a feel, and he just can feel the strings and the horn parts and the piano and the organ. And I call him a freak. I mean, because if there's a keyboard player around when we play, they're normally watching what Randy does. He ain't done it recently, but he used to have this thing where he take a little matchbook and stick it in between 2 keys to hold something like on the organ while he was busy doing something else. He's got the left brain, right brain thing going on.
Oh, wow.
Got 2 hands going.
But now, he talked about some instruments he played. Now, I've heard you talk about some drums.
That's all I've ever played. That and hell and maybe a radio. That's all I can play.
Well, you've done well with it, brother. There's
Yeah,
a lot of history in there.
He's good, I'll tell you.
Well,
Both of you are. I got to tell you again. I told y'all earlier when we were on the radio today.
Yeah.
One of the best shows I've ever seen you guys do last night. And he mentioned some of the times the crowd was so not astounded, but you were so outstanding that they had to give you applause for what you were doing. I mean, you took it to a new level last night, in my opinion.
Well, we don't play full time. I've never played full time, and man, I respect Chuck French and David Hicks and Keith. They have hung out there. We were just fortunate to be on the front end of it a little bit, but they have hung in there, traveled ungodly.
They've done the hard work.
They've done the hard work.
They really
and
have.
Randy and I are just fortunate to have played with the Band of Oz, and we were there at the start.
I'll say this, David has a lot of respect for you.
Well,
Good friend of mine, I've done with him. In fact, he's got a great respect for your whole group. It really does.
Well, they're like brothers to us, and I got to tell you, I was nervous last night before we played. I just
ever get nervous? It's kind of shocked me.
I can't imagine you.
well, I was antsy, but it's like playing football or anything. You get up and you take the first hit, then it's kind of so. Once we started playing, and when I was younger, I think I had better chops years ago than what I've got now. But I used to overplay, and then you get a little bit older, and Alan Brantley, y'all know him. Alan told me one time, dude, lay it back a little bit, And so I've gotten
Everybody doesn't know Alan's sound man, right?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be on.
That's more lemonade right there.
We got him on the schedule.
Yeah, that's the more lemonade right there that we're fortunate enough to be able to sip on.
I ain't kidding.
But anyway, I got to the point where I listen a whole lot more to what everybody's doing. And Randy plays a lot of unique patterns. Danny plays a lot of unique patterns. So what I try to do is put some of those patterns, the call and answer thing, back at them, and we just get where we groove, and we're all listening to each other, and we try to play dynamic. Playing dynamic is like adding another a musician.
It's everything almost.
Yeah.
Maceo Parker told me one time. He said for years playing with Prince and James Brown and everybody else, sometimes you learn it's not what you play, it's what you leave out.
And let it breathe.
Oh, good. Well said.
And let it breathe. You got the space. You try to jam so much in there, you don't give the song opportunity to breathe.
Yeah.
So that's how
that comes from experience.
And it does, because I'm OCD, hard-headed, but if you're my daddy
and a method to it.
Well, yeah, but my daddy told me something one time, and Randy knows my daddy. He was a Marine. He was a tough nut.
tough.
But my daddy used to say, son, he said, when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. You better stay green, and you better try to keep learning. Try to keep putting tools in your bag. And that's
Repeat that. I love that.
well. That's
Tell that again now.
Well,
when you're green,
when you're green, you grow.
Yeah.
When you're ripe,
you
rot. Try to stay green. Try to learn something. Try to keep moving forward. Try to,
learn. Keep learning.
Yeah, keep learning.
That's
we all know this. We learn more from listening than we do from talking.
Great lesson.
So,
amen to that.
Great
anyway,
lesson. I see our time's already up, believe it or not, but
wow.
I got to ask you, what do you see with the Mighty Saints of Soul for the next 24 months?
Right.
I think you have goals.
Yes, we definitely have goals. I think we're going to be doing more recording.
Okay.
We're going to be doing more writing, original songs, hopefully, and we're thinking about doing some different things with the band to actually better serve the crowds that we play for and so forth, as far as song selections.
Well, your selections were great last night.
I told Randy that earlier. I felt like we try to do a little bit of something. We play for a lot of different crowds, and not just beach music crowds. So, because of Randy's, Danny's background is rock and roll, we're able to do some Allman Brothers, and so then we do a little bit of country stuff, and Danny's done a lot of that. So we try to play something for everybody, and we were very pleased with the crowd response, and thanks to everybody that came and applauded for us and clapped. But we try to provide something for everybody.
I'm gonna tell you, bands go out and you see bands all the time, just like us and everybody, and a lot of times it's free because it's an event like a festival or something. And to me, I think, the bands of today, and most of the beach bands do this, but every once in a while you see the one that doesn't or doesn't look good. I think, we've always prided ourselves in dressing nice, dressing alike.
Yeah.
And trying, I think,
this looks like an organized band.
Exactly. This year we're going to try to up our game there a little bit. And we were very fortunate when Alan Brantley came with us, because he'd been with a lot of bands and has a lot of background in music and in booking and in management and all that. And he's helped us a whole lot. And the thing I noticed about what Alan told us when he first started working with us, he said, well, I heard you, I think it was at Memories when he heard us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he said, I knew that your sound and your singing and your music was better than what the crowd itself was hearing. And I thought I could, help you there. And he has. It's been a godsend.
Mm-hmm. Before we close it out, one question. If people want to hear songs that you've done in the past, they want to hear what you've recorded, where's the best place to go? Let's tell them.
Well, you can go on YouTube. We have a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
And Rick DeMint used to come with us and videotape us a lot.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stuff on
rest his soul.
Yes. And he was very good to us. And then if you want to buy something, of course, you can go to KHB.
Okay.
There's some stuff on Amazon and Southern Soul and all the beach music places. And you on Facebook pages. We have a Facebook page, My Sense of Soul. We have a Reverb Nation page.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that one. I've seen the rest of them. Okay.
Yeah. And then on my personal Facebook page and the different members of the band, we have some videos too. So anybody needs something, tell them to call us.
Yeah. I think, and the thing that's not unique, but is just part of life is, we focus on trying to stay healthy.
Yes.
That's the we all just came from Eddie Coggle's Celebration of Life.
What a surprise that was, yeah.
Yeah, and at our age, we're just, it's a blessing to be able to get up there on stage and do what we can do, and you never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Amen.
So I mean, it says a lot about having faith and getting your spiritual life right, and so we're thankful that we're able to play and the good Lord gave us the talent. I play drums at church, and that's the reason I play church. It's because it comes easy for me.
Yeah, natural.
Yeah, it's just natural, and the Lord gave me that. So
our bass player that replaced Johnny Bird when Johnny passed away.
Yeah.
Bob Hale is a really good bass player, and he's a good singer. He's singing more and more, and he also plays at church.
Okay.
And, every once in a while, I work with some choirs too for churches and stuff.
I have found a lot of the musicians in the beat music world. In fact, I used to direct a youth choir at First Baptist Church in Concord. I had 54 kids, so I'm used to working the beat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm in the church part of ministry too. Gentlemen, Jim, Randy, this has been awesome. And these people, they learned things today that we didn't know. We didn't know how you guys got here.
Sure.
We know who you are. We know what a great time we had last night. And I'm looking forward to a lot more good times with you guys. I really am. For you folks out there, if you want to see this podcast, you can go on to SurfsideStories.com. It'll take you to Spotify if you want to listen to it while you're driving. You can go to YouTube and put in Surfside Stories and see the video of it. You can also go on Roku, the Beach Music Live TV. It's listed there. Every Thursday they put the new one up that comes out. Every Friday, actually. And now we're part of Explore NMB. We're on them every week. So a lot of places you can come watch this. And people are loving hearing what you guys did and how you got to where you are. So much went into it. And how they intermingle the lives of you and other people. We know this guy over here, like Keith Houston over here. We know you're over here, but how y'all came together. Such fascinating stories. It really is.
Absolutely.
Jim, thanks again, brother.
Thank you for everything you're doing for beach music.
Absolutely.
You and Melissa and all the different ones involved, because I know it takes a crowd sometimes to get things done.
But you know what? I'm having fun.
There you
That's
go.
important.
I was always happy with my job.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun now.
Yeah.
It's really
labor of love.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome,
That's
brother.
great.
Thank
you.
Folks,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. We'll see you again next week.